Hello guys, hope you are doing well and welcome to yet another video on SB Drive Vlogs. Today we are going to talk about something interesting for all those car enthusiasts who want to kickstart their hobby on owning a classic car. So what I feel is that for those who are on a super tight budget and want to experience the joy and pain of owning a classic car can start with the Maruti 800. Yes, India's first people's car. Maruti 800 Classic? You must be thinking, has this guy gone nuts? Well, yes, the 800 is definitely a future classic, and can you believe that well-kept examples of the first generation 800, that is the SS80, are selling at as high as ₹1,00,000 in the used car market? But don't worry, the second generation 800, that is the SB308, and its facelift can still be your best bet, and yes, you can realistically own a full-fledged Mint 800 at a price lesser than a high-end smartphone. So how cool is that? And let me tell you, here are the top 4 reasons why the 800 should be your first classic car. Reason number 1, it is not a classic yet. The fact that it is not a classic makes the 800 quite cheap, so you can get a well-kept example from the mid-90s, which by the way is over 20 years old, or an example from the early 2000s at prices which are as low as 20,000 rupees. Now here, the trick however lies in the fact that you need to get a car that has not had more than 1 or 2 owners, and more importantly is in running condition with some service history and of course papers and insurance intact. The best option is to opt for single owner cars which are bought from smaller towns or places which are outside big metros. So let's say if you're staying in Mumbai, it is better to hunt for cars which have been in a place like New Bombay or Pune. The reason being that in smaller towns, usually these cars have lesser mileage on the clock and are not ruined by the traffic of a big city leading to scratches, dents and some major mechanical work. So how to start finding one? Well, there are tons of online sites, your car wales and the car dekos of the world, but I would suggest definitely looking at an OLX or a Quicker for cars in and around the city that you are living in. However, you need to show some patience to land up with your dream car. Reason number 2, anybody can fix it. The 800 is a very simple car with minimal mechanicals, and almost every mechanic in the country has started his career fixing an 800. While some new age mechanics will find it difficult to tune carbureted versions of the 800, but don't fear, your local Maruti service center will more or less be equipped to service and repair your 800. So that brings us to the third reason, which is the 800 is ridiculously cheap to run. Well, a well-tuned 800 can easily give a mileage of over 15 kilometers per liter in the city and about 18 to 20 kilometers per liter on the highway. A service for an 800 which needs to be done every 6 months or so can be as cheap as taking your family out for a dinner in a fine dining restaurant. And the best part is, unlike most other classic cars where you have to hunt for parts, most of the cosmetic as well as mechanical parts for the second and third gen 800 are still manufactured by Maruti. So all you need to do is just go to your nearest spare part shop and you will get the part that you want. And the other good thing now is that there are multiple online vendors like boodmo.com, partsbigboss.com or MGP's official site where you can get any part for your 800 at a ridiculously cheap price. Also, if you are looking for absolutely original parts, your local scrap yards and your local garages will be a great source to find second-hand parts which are in very, very good condition. So that brings us to the last reason, which is reason number 4, that the 800, although being a classic in the making, is an amazing daily driver. So unlike most other classic cars which become a handful to drive on a daily basis, the 800 can easily be used for your daily commutes if you're traveling alone for small distances within the city. Its controls are still very light, although it does not have a power steering to speak of, and the dimensions are extremely tight. So if you find a tight parking space, or if you have to squeeze between lanes, it's one of the most fun cars and the easiest cars to drive. Do check out this video from my friend Johan, who has amazingly summed up why the 800 becomes a great car for a daily drive. So all in all, you get a chance to own a piece of Indian automotive history which has some classic 80s styling, and all this without the hassle of spending a fortune and spending timeless hours at the garage. So if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to SP Drive Vlogs for more. See you in the next video. Goodbye.